Okay, let's go to the lake. Hi everyone, I'm here today to do a quick book review of this book. This is To the Lake by Yana Vagner, and this is a book in translation, and it was very kindly sent to me for review, and yeah, I was really excited to receive it. I have wanted to read more books that have been translated into English because, for one, I like books that are set in different countries that were originally written in that country. It just gives a better societal view and it makes it more true, if that makes sense, rather than reading a book about a different place written by someone who's grown up in the UK, because you'll miss certain nuances. And this book was written by a Russian author and is set in Russia, and so for me that made this book all the more compelling. So this book follows Anya, who lives in Moscow with her husband Sergei and their son, and a deadly pandemic has broken out in Moscow, which is pretty much killing everyone off. And before we go any further, I'd like to say that this book was written well before the current pandemic that we're in. So this is not the dreaded pandemic literature that we're seeing with other books. This is something that is clever, well thought out, and written before the pandemic. So now that we've got that out of the way, we are in Moscow, and everybody is trying to leave. However, because of the constraints and because of the virus, not everybody can get out of Moscow. But Anya, her husband, and a collection of characters, shall we say nearest and dearest, even though typically they're not actually that pally, but they get out and they start heading to try and get to a remote lake location so that they can try and avoid becoming sick, basically. And what follows is a story that you would think would just be another sort of on the road disaster survival tale. However, this book is brilliant. It really lures you in. There's a lot of psychological threat within this book, and it is a slow burner that really allows tension to build. There is a lot of emphasis on the danger that the people meet on the road as they're on their way to their location that they're trying to seek refuge in. And I love that look at how society reacts in times of great stress. You've got people who will be complete idiots. You've got people who will turn to less than savoury methods. You've got people who will enjoy their power in the situation. And you've got the fear, the genuine fear of what will happen to you and your family as you try and escape to a place that you deem safe. And so for that reason, this book was genuinely quite scary to me, because it plays with one of my main fears, just keeping your family safe. And I have to say, the fact that this was written in Russian first added to it for me. Russia's is a country that I find quite interesting and I would like to know more about, and so finding books that are set in Russia, especially by a Russian author, is something that interests me. And it's really good to find something which is slightly more of maybe a sort of a sci-fi thriller translated, because often we get a lot of works of literary fiction that get translated, but not so many books that would appeal to me, because I'm not a huge literary fiction fan. The sneak peek into Russian society and family norms and the roles of men and women in that society I found to be very interesting. So that just added another layer of interest for me. And I also particularly liked how all of the characters in this are relatively flawed. They aren't particularly likeable, and I always find it much more believable when not every main character is this just saviour of the world, does nothing wrong type person. I like it when we've got a character who's flawed and, dare I say, quite unlikable. I did not get on with the main character very much. I really didn't like her, but also I understood her motives and I understood her way of dealing with things, because she really wasn't very interested in anybody else except her own group, her own family. And I mean, I get that, I totally get that, and I totally respect that as a choice. I am hoping that there will be a sequel to this book, because I have to say, when I reached the end of this book, I wanted more. I wanted to find out what else was going to happen, and I wasn't ready to leave this world when I finished the book. And so I'm very much hoping that in the future there will be more, maybe a series, hopefully. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed this one, and I would love to know if you've read it. So let me know if you have, let me know if you're going to, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.